Greetings, citizens of Nerdtropolis. Sean Taj here, the mayor of Nerdtropolis, and my guest today is Diego Tinoco, the star of the movie Bad Hombres.
How's it going? Hello.
Hey, Diego. It's a pleasure to talk to you today, man. How are you?
Pleasure's mine. Nice to talk to you. I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing very good. But first off, I have to tell you, my fiance Marixa is a fan of your show on my blog and was excited that I was chatting with you and wanted to know, what did you love most about being part of that series?
Oh, the thing that I loved most would definitely have to be just the amazing people and all of the fans of that show and all of the I guess you could say people that we were able to represent, right? I always bump into a fan from that show, and they're just some of the most incredible people that I've ever met.
Yeah, I have not watched that yet, so I'll probably have to sit with her and rewatch it. She's gonna love it watching it a second time, so I have to watch that now. She highly recommends it. But yeah, we're here to talk about Bad Hombres, which will be in select theaters and be on demand January 26th. I loved it. Such a gritty film, tons of blood and bullets, and I was just hooked throughout. How did you become involved with this project, and what attracted you to the role?
Yeah, so originally I got the call from John saying that he had a script for me, and it was an exciting film, and it was about an undocumented immigrant coming into the United States. And the movie, what turns into what starts off as a day's work turns into a nightmare of survival. And when I read the script, originally it was in broken English. Felix was speaking all in broken English with Alfonso and with everybody else. And I saw that, and I said, I like the script. It kept me on the edge of my seat. However, I think we could turn this, at least my parts with Alfonso, into an all Spanish dialogue. So we changed the entire narrative. We changed the whole script into Spanish. And off the bat, that gave me like the butterflies in my stomach. I was like, oh shoot, like this is gonna be my first movie all in Spanish. And I think it's important as actors we challenge ourselves. So that was a ride for me.
Yeah, you did a great job. Everyone does a really great job in this film. Some really big names in this too. Fans of Thomas Jane, Tyrese Gibson, Luke Hemsworth. I mean, that must have been a unique experience. Can you share any memorable moments on set? I feel like all y'all be just like bros and just laughing throughout the scenes.
No, 100%. Yeah, everybody's good people. I mean, I was just telling somebody that, I've been watching these guys since I was a kid, right? I barely broke into this game in 2018, and these guys have had their first movies out since before I was even born. So to be able to work alongside these guys, I just learned so much. They're so funny, especially Luke Hemsworth. I think one of the most surreal moments was getting to work with Nick Cassavetes. I love all of his movies, right? Obviously, Notebook, John Q, all these great films. And one of the most memorable moments was, I would have to say when we went to, I took the whole team out to a college basketball game, and we showed up and we were at the very front, and we kind of got raided by the whole crowd there. We had to get escorted out. That was cool. That was fun time.
Yeah, y'all can't go out in public like that. That's too many. That's too many good faces right there to be put out there. Yeah, great film. I was hooked. I loved it. A lot of twists and turns too. Not your typical crime thriller. Was there a favorite scene of yours? I mean, there's so many like electrifying scenes and like a lot of action. Do you have a favorite one?
My favorite scene to shoot would probably have to be that's a great question. I really liked the last scene where my character sort of tackles down, I guess you could say, the antagonist and gives him a little ass whooping. That was a nice scene. That was top 10 moment in Hollywood for me. I didn't think I'd get to do that in my career so fast, but yeah, that was a cool moment.
No, I love it. And hopefully this is not a spoiler, but I have to ask, what does it feel like to like be stuck in a trunk?
Whoa, that's a good question. Yeah, dude, I'm not going to lie. I was actually kind of claustrophobic in there. Yeah, a little bit. And there was like freaking cobwebs and like spiders dangling. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, I'm going to get bit right now. But yeah, no, it was cool. That movie was very bloody, and I didn't have to do much acting because I felt it. I felt the blood. It was like 20 degrees out there, super cold. They're putting like fake sweat on you, and like your hair is wet. Like I was really in pain in that movie, in a good way. So yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. What could audience expect from Bad Hombres without giving away, big spoilers? Why do you think it stands out amongst other crime thrillers?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, what I can say is it's such a fun movie, and we got such an awesome cast in there. Like you said, Thomas Jane, such a legend, Tyrese Gibson, Nick Cassavetes, Paul Johansson, Hemke Madera, so many great actors. It's a film that's not only in English, but it's also in Spanish, right? I think a lot of times, especially as the times have changed, people want to just, see especially with the TikTok era, right? Everybody's just scrolling. But it's like, hey, foreign films or films with subtitles, they can be just as exciting, if not more exciting. I mean, my favorite film is City of God, right? And that's 100% subtitles. But something that I guess sticks out with this movie is truly, man, it's just such a. I guess you can say there's a saying, right? Like, don't judge a book by its cover. And I think in this movie we can kind of see why, right? You see, especially with Alfonso's character, you see this tough guy, but he's got such a traumatic past, and we see why he became who he became, why he is the way he is, and you can see that he still longs to be that innocent soul that he sees in Felix. And yeah, I think that's pretty cool, man. I think that's nice, just to see that people still have hearts nowadays.
Yeah, for a crime thriller, your character does some really obvious stuff, as in seeing something so shocking and just freezes and doesn't know what to do in that situation. And this felt like it was so realistic. I think your character does the most realistic things in a movie I've seen in a crime thriller, going through his emotions, being shocked, being put in a situation that's like out of nowhere. I felt like I was in that situation. If that happened to me, I'd be like doing the same thing, finding certain things and putting them in my backpack. I'd be doing the same thing, like all those things. You did great in this. Just the other day, I actually watched Knights of the Zodiac for the first time. It's on Netflix streaming, which is awesome. It's actually a really cool film, and I love the visuals. A lot of great cast. Highly recommend everyone to watch that if they haven't yet. And it stars also amazing actors as well. Ones I grew up with, like Famke Janssen, Sean Bean, Mark Dacascos, who I've met, and he's awesome. What was it like to be on set with those guys?
Oh man, that was again like just like Bad Hombres, right? I mean, I grew up watching all of these guys. I grew up watching freaking X-Men, Game of Thrones, even like Jumanji, right, with Madison Eisman. Like I grew up watching these movies.
Were you a Double Dragon fan, Mark?
oh yeah, and Mark as well, right? Yeah. I mean, I just forgot the other day because I run an online acting studio and we have a movie discussion week, and somebody mentioned this movie with I think it was DMX and Jet Li. Do you know the movie?
Yeah, I think it's Cradle to the Grave. If it's in my head, that just popped in my head. Yeah,
I grew up with that freaking movie, and then one of my students was like, your co-star Mark Dacascos is in that, and I was like, I rewatched it, and I was like, oh my god, how did I not know that while I was on set with Mark? Mark's a legend. He's done so much incredible work. But yeah, again, it's surreal. But then once you're in the moment, you have to like dive into what's important, and it's just bringing the scene to life and honoring the truth. And then afterwards, fanboying out and asking for a photo.
Mark changes his look for almost every movie. He's like a chameleon, and he's amazing in everything. He changes it up pretty well, and he's such an awesome guy. And yeah, we nerd out about things. What do you nerd out most about?
Ooh, what do I nerd out about? Man, I nerd out about a lot of things. Honestly, every time I can't, it's so hard for me to watch a movie as an actor because I'm always like studying everything. I'm like, in a good way, I'm like criticizing what worked, what could have been better. If like an extra in the background is like not paying attention or like not doing the right react, like I'm always pointing things out. And my girlfriend, she's like, man, just watch the movie. Like, let me enjoy it. So I would say I'm a nerd for the craft of acting, I guess. Even so much so that I started an online acting studio, teaching anybody and everybody how to essentially do it. Right. What am I a nerd about? I'm a nerd about food, good food, and good times.
I love
Dragon Ball Z. I love Dragon Ball Z.
There you go. And hopefully we can maybe get another revisit to a live action Dragon Ball. Maybe.
Yeah. Cast me as Gohan. I'm ready. I'm ready.
That'll be tons of fun. What is next for you after this? I mean, you're new to the game, but you've done a lot and you're amazing already. And your future looks so bright. I'm excited. You have the passion. You definitely nerd out about things and you got the talent. So what is next for you, Diego?
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Well, we did, like I said, we did on my blog, we did the Zodiac, Muzzle, we did Bad Hombres. Right now, obviously, I have my online acting studio. It's 100% online. But, as great as it is to do online interactions like we're doing right now, I really want to start an in-person acting studio. And I think that human connection, especially as artists, is very important. So that's next for me. As far as movies and projects, I'm developing a boxing movie right now and a horror film, and we got some pretty incredible people attached to those. But it'll be two of my first projects that I essentially produce. And this game is a very, very tough game, but I have everything I need to get everything I want. And if I don't get what I want, that's entirely up on me. So I gotta work. I wake up every day and I gotta show up. If I don't show up, no one's gonna do it for me. And then yeah, man, and then just like hang out with my girl and my family and just like stay sane.
I love it. I'm in the same boat as you. Work hard, but also enjoy the people around you. And boxing in a horror genre, you got me already. So we definitely got to talk again when those come out, and we'll do that, Diego.
Let's do it. I'm down.
Thank you so much, and we'll talk soon. And best of luck to you. Bright future ahead.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it a lot.
Once again, this is Sean Taj, the mayor of Nerdtropolis, and stay tuned for more movie news, reviews, interviews, and trailers.